Mia, it's so good to see you. How are you?
Hi, I'm so good. How are you? Thank you so much for having me and
Oh, are you
talking about our
kidding?
film.
Thank you so much for your time. Listen, last time we spoke, it was a couple years ago for the astronauts. I went back, I was like, oh my goodness, it looks like you've grown like tenfold since I last spoke to you.
Oh my goodness. Yes, I remember that.
It
Uh,
was, that
So
was a
many.
fun show. You must have had fun making that one too.
Yes, that
Yeah.
was such a fun show. It was such a fun thing to film and an amazingly beautiful show to see on the screen.
Yes, absolutely. And now this one, and oh my goodness, you're so good. I love this movie. I have to tell you, I had the pleasure of talking to Rhea the other day, and boy, wasn't that amazing. And so we're going to talk a lot about her. But let's just start with this. This debuted, and you got such great reviews, such raves for your performance. Very, you really, you deserve all the accolades that you're getting for this, because it really touched my heart to watch how Sammy kind of grew from the beginning to the end, where she goes, such an arc. What was it like for you, Mia, when you got this script and you thought, I really got to do this, but I wanted to know how you connected to Sammy?
Yeah, so it's really interesting. Felt I always love as an actor seeing roles come through the works, and they're different characters. They're not as an Asian American actor. I see a lot of roles that are somewhat stereotyped and still kind of in that box of how we are represented and were represented on screen for so long.
Yeah.
And I just love it when I get characters who are really just different and they are real people and they have experiences that people experience from day to day. And Sammy was just one of those that I had never seen ever.
Mm.
She, like, I was only 12 at the time, so I wasn't quite sure if I was going to be able to be a 13, 14-year old because it feels like such a big difference when you're 12. But
Sure. Yeah.
she was just like, Sammy was just this raw, real girl. She was tattooing herself, she was smoking, she was kicking mailbox, she was doing all these things that I had never seen a person who looked like me do
Right.
on screen.
Yeah.
And it wasn't like her grief and her smashiness wasn't glorified. It wasn't like made to look pretty. It was
No.
made to be an experience and it was made to feel real. And that was what drew me to the script. And then I went into my audition and I met Kate Sang, our amazing writer director,
Yeah.
and Carolyn Mao, our producer. And I just, I knew I had to be Sammy. I had to, because Kate is such an incredible person. She made such a wonderful script. And like you said, sometimes I see projects that have an arc, but it's not displayed as beautifully and as clearly as
Right.
Sammy was.
Yeah.
And it's sort of noticeable to see how much she had changed. And that was what was really wonderful and really touched my heart about it.
Right. And on top of everything, no added pressure here, but it's based on Kate's life. So
Yeah.
how do you even approach that? Because obviously you want to do the best job that you can playing this girl, but yet you want to make Kate proud, right? Was there
Yeah.
any special discussions that you had with her about portraying Sammy in any way that maybe wasn't even on the page and that she had left out?
Yeah. So actually, one of the first things after I got the role, the first thing we did is we sat down and we had a conversation. And I actually didn't know that it was based off Kate's experience. She told me, she was like, this script is actually based off like it's a little bit fantasized and made to
Sure.
be, yeah, like it adds in those elements of fantasy and animation and all that
Yeah.
stuff. It is very like much based off the general guideline of her life growing up
Right.
and her relationship with her grandfather. And that was the moment I realized, like you said, I want to put my best acting forward, not just because I'm an actor and that's what I feel like I should do every time, but because it was the story of someone I admire and
Yeah.
someone that I look up to, and I wanted to make sure that it was accurate, but also her vision.
Mhm.
And she is just wonderfully collaborative in the ways that she had a specific vision of what she wanted for her amazing script. And once she got that, she would let us sort of have fun, which is kind of a wonderful thing because as an actor, the best feeling is having your creativity in a scene, like being able to put little things that are part of yourself into your character, and then seeing those takes where you were having a little more fun with the scene, um, put onto the into the film and on the screen.
Yeah. It's
And that was,
amazing. Yeah.
yeah, and the fact that I was even given the opportunity to do that was really incredible.
Ah, wonderful for you. You did like I said, a fantastic job. And then, you team up with the great Rhea Perlman, like, oh boy, that's awesome. But what I love so much about this, it expresses that, young people can really bond with older people, and how sometimes you can really learn from their experiences and their wisdom and their age and everything. And I love that because, it's part of Sammy's transformation. What was it like for you to sit there and just kind of glob off of Rhea?
Yeah, definitely. Like you said, Sammy and Margot, it really was a representation of how sometimes two people have a connection
Yeah.
that is not defined by um, generation or age, or they could be complete opposites, but an unlikely friendship is one of the best friendships you can have. And I think that that was one of the things that Kate and I talked about, was how does Sammy really go, like how does she take Margot's experiences, because Margot has also dealt with loss and with grief and the same things that Sammy's going through. And how did Sammy take those things that she was taught by Margot and by the magic that Margot uh, taught her? How did she sort of use that and evolve into a better person who sees the world with more color and more light?
Yeah.
Uh, yeah, but working with Rhea, I mean, I was super nervous. I was so nervous because I mean, it's Rhea Perlman. She's a literal
Right.
legend, and I was like, I don't know if I'm gonna be like, I don't know.
Oh,
It's
I'm
fun
sure you
about
hit it
a.
off right away with her. I can't
Well,
imagine that you didn't.
that was the pleasant surprise, is that Rhea, she's just kindest person you will ever meet, kindest person in the world. She's so warm and really welcoming, and she had a sort of motherly energy. And she actually reminded me of my grandmother, who
Oh,
kind of, we were really close with, me and my siblings are really close with her, and so
that's so
it was
nice.
really wonderful. And she's just like a natural. And we had magic lessons together with Kayla Drescher, our magic instructor. We
Yeah,
went to the Magic Castle, watched magic shows together.
fun.
And by the time we got on set and we're filming our first scene together, we were already giggling in between takes. And it was really wonderful because it gave us the opportunity to kind of pull from our own relationship, even though we had only known each other for a short time. We were
Yeah.
able to pull from our immediate click, and put that into Sammy and Margot's relationship.
Yeah, it totally works. So how'd you like being a magician? If this acting thing doesn't work for you, maybe you got another career, right?
Yeah, definitely. I I don't think I'm ever gonna be that good, but a girl
It's
can
hard.
dream. So I had actually, that was another thing that was really interesting about Kate, is that I had actually never seen um, magic used as a storytelling and the coming of age mechanism to show the transformation, from like in a character,
Mm,
show that arc. And that was something that was really cool. And I feel like that's something that could also draw people in, is because magic makes an audience feel, as I will quote from the movie, it does make an audience feel wonder. It makes everything seem, it seems like they're doing the impossible, but right in front of your eyes. And it was just such a wonderful way to show how Sammy's transformation was like so drastic, and it really was just gorgeous. But I definitely remember doing that first magic lesson, and Rhea and I Rhea and I were like super game, but also really unprepared because we had
Oh,
no idea what we were doing. And I mean, thankfully for me, Sammy is not supposed to be the pro, so I could sort of mess up and fling cards around, and Kay would be like, "That's good. Don't
yeah.
get any better than that. We want that." But Rhea had the brunt of it, and she was like, "Oh, I don't know if I could do this," but she was really good. She was better than she thought.
Oh, yeah.
She was just quick learner.
You pulled it off big
I
time.
love
Like,
her so much.
yeah, so do I. I honestly think she's so amazing. I agree. Or you guys just, I want to see another buddy movie between the two of you. What do you think?
Yes, yes, 100%.
That would be fantastic. So, look, I'm sure you are in huge demand, and there's lots of things coming your way. I know that we're going to see you in a new TV series, correct?
Yes, the show Surfside Girls is gonna come
Yeah,
out hopefully later this summer, on Apple TV Plus.
I
I
hope
play,
so. Yeah, tell us a little bit
yeah,
about that because it's with yeah, Goslin, who I love. She's so sweet.
yes,
She's so
I love her so much.
So did you guys buddy up? Like, did you have instant chemistry, the two of you?
Yes, I remember we read like the first Zoom meeting we had. We bonded over socks. We both have a very much of a love for fun, silly socks. And we're kind of just like quirky, silly girls, but that was really wonderful. But my character, Jade Lee, is Chinese American, and
Yeah,
she's another unique character in the way that she does love science and loves logic, but she also is a fashionista. She's a surfer. She's a little bit
amazing.
of a detective.
Do you surf?
I
Or-
actually I learned a little bit. I learned how to get out there and stand up,
Pretty
but
good.
no more than that.
Okay, that's fine. That's okay. But there's more to this because it's like a
Yeah.
ghost detective-y kind of thing too,
Yeah, which
right? Yeah.
I love. I grew up loving like Nancy Drew, the Hardy Boys. Like I grew up with that stuff, and that was like where I found my love of like mystery.
Yeah.
And this was just like, I think that kids are gonna love this show. It
Sounds
has
like it.
it has beautiful scenery. It has comedy. It has mystery. It has like a little bit of a spooky, eerie vibe. It has a little bit of magic, not necessarily sleight of hand magic, but a little bit. And
Okay.
yeah, it's just a super fun show, and I'm really excited for
Oh,
everyone
I
to
can't wait for that. Hopefully, I'll get to
um,
talk to you more about it when they do press for that down the road.
yeah, yeah,
I,
I'm
I
excited.
can't, I can't tell you enough how amazing you were in this and Marvelous and the
Thank
Black
you.
Hole, because I think that you are really like your career is going to catapult. And before I let you go, I have to know, like, what actor would you die to work with?
I had to revise my list because I so do you remember the Santa Claus movie with Tim Allen,
Sure.
1994?
Yeah.
They're making it into a series, and I just got to be I'm a reoccurring part in it. I can't say. I am so mad because I cannot say
Oh, okay. Well, we'll keep an
who
eye open for
I
you.
am, but I am just so excited because I got to work with legendary Tim Allen,
Yeah.
and I am just uh, I'm still reeling over it.
Oh,
Um,
wow. Did you have a hard time keeping a straight face with him?
yes, honestly, because it's so fun to be in scenes where actors go back and forth,
Yeah.
and because it's just like you kind of get to see their silly, goofy side, and have a little fun with like the dialogue you were given. But definitely one of probably the top two actors that I want to work with are Sandra Oh
Uh,
and Aquafina. Those
Well,
are
hello, two
top
great
two.
choices there. Sandra Oh is I'm Canadian, so we know her well
Yes,
here. That's for sure. Aquafina, my God, she's a powerhouse too. So
she's
I'll see it. I know we're gonna see the trio. You
I
guys,
really hope so.
we'll put it out there and put
Yes,
it out there in the universe for you, okay, Mia?
yes. Will it?
We will it. Well, like I said, thank you so much for your time. Always a pleasure talking to you. You're marvelous in this movie. I can't say anything more. And we'll look for Surfside Girls and everything else that you've got coming out. Thank you so much for your time. Truly
Thank you
appreciate it.
so much for having me.
You're very welcome. Thank you. Bye.